we can tell our story in our own way, and we can help people see it, interpret it, understand it, hopefully support it, maybe not. But it's just that world has changed. We always had to do things through the filter of a reporter. And now that filter is gone. So there are certain rules. You have to be honest and ethical and things like that, because people can sniff out somebody who's not honest faster than ever before. And reporters used to be a little bit of that filter. They would be the ones to ask the tough questions. And now they just don't have the same power that they did.
When do you struggle with egos with your clients? Like, you give them coaching, you give them teaching, and they just ignore it? Or for the most part, if people are willing to work with you?
But most of the time, people are paying us, so they're willing to listen to the advice. We can debate it back and forth and tell them why. In the end, it's their call. But we try to convince them why this is the best route to go. The biggest issue is when you get the lawyers involved. I say the lawyers kill some of the best PR plans that are out there, and it's understandable. They have a different goal than we do. But we always say, we want to be your partner. We want to have that conversation with you so that we can bring you along to understand what we're trying to get across.
Man, I just have so many questions, because like you're the first guest we've ever had in someone in this field. And that's why because we have a lot of entrepreneurs, and I have questions I want to ask you later of what it's like to be a CEO. What do you think? I have those questions queued up later, but I want to understand PR, because it's just such a unique world that I don't think a lot of people know what it really is. And so this is just fascinating for me. And then would you say still a lot of your guests or your clients, excuse me, I'm used to talking podcast language, guests, your clients are mainly political on either aisle? So who's your average client right now?
So when I started in the business, almost everybody was public affairs, political, government relations, that sort of thing. When I merged with Kelly, it was probably 60 to 70% of our clients. But then as we grew to Detroit and Lansing, and Grand Rapids, less and less politics. Now, they may have something with state government, a permit request, something like that. So we would get involved in those. But most of it was communicating in their communities what was going on. Or it's a company that has a reputation issue. So we're communicating to a much broader audience. I would say the government affairs, public affairs side is probably 20 to 25% of what we do now. And the rest is straight commercial, general communications. It's we work with everybody from large corporations all the way down to nonprofits, local governments, school districts.
They just need to get a message out there, really? Like, they need to get, is there anything, like, when would I hire a PR firm? Like, what are the different events they're trying to achieve when they'd hire you?
I would say, for example, if you were looking at a major expansion or you had an acquisition and we're trying to reach customers, we can help do that. Now, it's probably not a general traditional earned media story. It's a digital story, and we can target those customers and make sure that they're seeing the announcement, the growth, you're open for business, whatever it is. We're dealing with one, for example, an auto supplier right now that's spinning off one of their divisions. Completely new brand, new name. Their customers haven't heard of it, but we're transitioning. Our goal is to transition their Facebook followers, their digital followers, to this new brand and not lose any of them. And we've got a digital team that's really, really good at doing that, knowing how to target the folks over here on Facebook and attract them over, because it has to be their decision to follow. So we want to put as much information in front of them as possible to get them to follow over.
What do you enjoy so much about this career? Because you're getting excited talking about it. I can see you.
I do.
Do you still enjoy this at this stage?
I do. I love the strategy of it and bouncing ideas off people for the best way to reach the audience. I love the new tools that we have available to us, where previously it's okay, we'll write a press release. We want to hone that in and get it absolutely perfect. We'll write an op-ed. We'll work with the reporters here and there. And then we have to rely on them for writing it in a fair way, placing it in a way that people will see it. And now, we still do all of that. But now, how do we get it in front of the audience in a way that they'll understand it, that they'll kind of buy in and start following what we're doing? And I love the strategy. of when you're up against a tough issue or an opponent, how can we do better in telling our story so that people understand it, sympathize with it, agree with it, whatever it may be. That strategy is a lot of fun. And I think it really just comes down to people. We are representing people, and we're trying to get the message to people. And that's...
You're a connector. You're just connecting people.
It's just a lot of fun, especially when you get a win on an issue. And we really focus on that winning for our clients. And when you get a win, you kind of walk around. It was a good day.
Yeah, we did this. Yeah. You mentioned reporters.
Yeah.
And you said you hope they give you a fair shake. Did you ever have situations where you would send something to reporters and it was by it? Like, how did you deal with reporters being the middleman back before this? Was that a problem where you'd have to befriend? Because I don't know anything about it, so I'm just like asking. Like, do you have to like befriend reporters? Try to like get them on your side, or like were most of them fair? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. Here's where you go back to the relationships again and people. So I knew everybody in the press corps. They had known me for years. There was a credibility that had been built up. They would always take my call. But, then they have an editor above them determining, okay, what makes the news tonight. I feel overall I was always treated extremely fairly. I was very fortunate in that way because, look, we rely on them. They rely on us for information. And so it's a two-way street. And I've been, even to this day, treated extremely fairly by the media.
That's cool. So how long has your company, you started your company how many years ago, even before the merge?
That was 2001 when I left the governor's office.
Wow.
And then Kelly and I merged in 2011.
So you've been an entrepreneur for almost your whole life.
Pretty much, yeah.
North of, 23 years, 22 years?
24 years.
24 years, yeah. Oh, it is 2025, isn't it? Oh, my goodness.
Knocking on the door 26 almost.
Yeah. What would you say is a lesson that you've learned after 20 years of owning a business that you wish you would have known when you started?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And I haven't thought about it in those terms. I think, you always go through business cycles up and down. Sometimes it's attached to a recession. Sometimes there's just other factors involved. I think, and I've seen the results of this, when things start to backslide on you and you're losing clients or losing business, get out there right away and be visible. That's the most important thing. People are not always thinking about you until they see you. And then I may have a project. Or I just talked to a client the other day that may need a little communications help. And I have found time and again that generates business. Just being out where people are, doing the lunches, dinners, and just letting people know that you're available. I've gone through a number of cycles. 25 years gives you an opportunity to
learn a lot,
experience them all. Where, when I was on my own and I was carrying 10, 11 clients and you lose 3 of them, that's almost a third of your revenue. And it's like, oh no, am I going to make it? And then you get out and it's like within a month or two, that business starts coming in again. So I did a video, a vlog early on in COVID. The first couple of weeks, as everybody's panicking, are we going to lose our business? Is the world going to end? All of these things. And I said, the most important thing you can do right now is be visible. Whether it's an email to your client, a phone call to your client, whatever it is, let people know you're still there for them and you're thinking of them. And then we had some strategies to stay in front in terms of the work that we were doing. But I said, now's the time when everybody else is hunkered down and hiding, not knowing what to do. If you're the one out there and visible and giving advice to your clients, they're going to react to that because you're that one bright light in a very gloomy
you're
environment.
putting yourself in a position to succeed. Like you're giving yourself the best chance possible.
Yep. And if you can carry it through a time like COVID, when you come out of it, you're positioned so much better.